Welcome back to my channel. My name is Khandy, and today we are going to be going over some frequently asked questions that I get. People always ask me stuff about adoption, and I just figured out to make a video. I don't know, hopefully you're one of these people in my lives that are always asking me the same thing, and hopefully this will help you. So, the first question is going to be, I think, the most apparent one: why did you adopt? Um, you know, um, Funny, because if you've been watching our channel, I know that you've heard me talk about the fact that I have stage 5 endometriosis, and I made a video about our infertility journey and all of that. I'll link it below. But before all of that, when Kenny and I first were married, I always told him that I wanted to adopt, and I wanted to adopt 2 little girls from India. Don't ask me why India. I don't know. It's something about their culture. They're so family oriented. I feel that way about certain cultures, and I've always been obsessed with it. And there could be a reason. The reason probably is because my family is so small, and I feel like we're just so scattered everywhere. And I have always loved cultures that are just like this, that just stick together. And there's just something about that Indian culture that they are just like thick as thieves, and there's no pulling them apart, and they're with it. And I just feel like they are just beautiful people. I mean, just like beautiful people. And I wanted to adopt 2 little girls from India. And of course, my bubble popping husband, Kenny, he came and he said, why would we adopt from India when there's so many children in America that needed to be adopted? So at that point, of course, this was, we didn't become parents until 8 years into our marriage. Thank God for that. So we've always talked about adoption. So I don't believe that it was just because of my infertility that led us to adoption. I honestly wholeheartedly feel like we would have adopted anyway, but I didn't know that because of my infertility, adoption would have been the route that we would have taken. I just didn't know. I didn't know. So I hope that answers your question. Why did you adopt? I mean, my uterus wasn't working. I wasn't willing to really do anything else. And so, it was something that I always thought about doing. And rather than go internationally, we decided to go domestic. So there we go. How much did it cost? Well, Kenny's and my adoption was upwards of more than $40,000. When you add everything into it, it was more than that. When you add in the agency fee, the home study fee, the attorney costs, and then you remember our daughter was a preemie. I will link the video below. I will also link the video below. Be ready for anything. Because she was born at 28 weeks, we had to move out of state and be in the state where she was, which was Tennessee, for a little over 2 months. And so at that point, we lived in an Airbnb. So when you count in lodging, and just food and everything else that came with that, and we were still paying our mortgage for our house here, it was not inexpensive by any means. The military did give us a $2,000 reimbursement, but when you think about that, that covered our home study. Thank you, we appreciate it. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it was expensive. It was expensive. This time around, we are doing a lot of fundraising because we are in a completely different financial bracket. We are living off of one income, which is Kenny's, and it's a military income. Before I was working and I had a really good job, I had a really good career with a really good income. And now I am a stay-at-home mom, which I love and I feel is very beneficial to our daughter, but things are just set up differently. So now we're doing adoption fundraising, and that's working out great for us. So many people are supportive, but the first time we just funded it ourselves. But yeah, it was expensive. It was over $40,000. So if you're going the private agency route, be prepared to have some money or fundraise, definitely. And there are grants and things like that. So, Why didn't you go through foster care? That's a question that we get asked all the time. That was a question that I think a lot of family asked. I wasn't going to go through foster care. There were two main reasons I wasn't going to go through foster care. Well, there were a few main reasons I wasn't going to go through foster care. We didn't have the time to go through foster care. Foster care is not a quick turnaround. Mine and Kenny's turnaround with our agency was 52 days. We had our daughter. 52 days, we probably still would have been going through our home study with the foster care system, right? Foster care's goal is reunification with their family. That's not what we were looking for. We were looking for to have a child, a permanent fixture in our home. Third, we have large dogs. My dogs are like, and unless you are an animal lover, and I'm not saying you have pets, an animal lover, my dogs are like my children. Before our daughter, before Peyton, my dogs were my everything. Like everything revolved around them. And for me to know that I could bring a child in here, because they might have been an older child, and that child be terrified of my dogs, or that child potentially trying to hurt my dogs, because you do have some children that are like that, it would not have worked. I would have not stood for it. You can call me crazy, say whatever you want about me. That's fine. Your life is your life. My life is my life. My house is my house. Your house is your house. My dogs are my dogs. My dogs are my children. That is how we feel. That's how I love them. So that also went with that. Another thing that went with that, as I stated before, Kenny's active duty military. We got orders to move to Japan, to Okinawa, Japan, 3 days before we got the call saying that our daughter was born. If we already had been placed with a child with foster care, we would have had to give them to another foster home, even if we were in the process of adoption. We wouldn't have been, because we didn't foster them long enough to even start the process, but we would have had to do that, because that's just the way the system works. I'm not emotionally capable for it. So there were a plethora of reasons why we didn't go through foster care. However, I'm a huge advocate of foster care. Like I tell people all the time, if you can and you're willing and you're emotionally able to, go through foster care. You have thousands, hundreds of thousands of children that are in foster care that need loving homes. Loving homes. These children are there and they are yearning, they're wanting, they're praying, they're crying every single day for somebody to come and love them. So if you are in a home and it is stable, and you know for a fact you're not about to be moving every 2-3 years like we are, open up your home to some children that just want to be loved and taken in. So that's why we didn't go through foster care. Are you planning on adopting again? Yes, we are planning on adopting again. Yes, we are planning on adopting again. We're actually in the process of, doing some fundraising and all of that right now. We had our home study renewal Zoom call, so that's all said and done. And that was easier than you could have ever thought a home study could be. So yeah, we are definitely hoping to adopt again really soon. If you're watching, my name is Khandy and I have a husband, Kenny. And we would love to adopt 2 more babies. How did you pay for your adoption? We sold a stock that we had and we used money from our savings account. That's what we did. Why is adoption so expensive? People ask me that all the time, like I make the prices. You know what? I don't know, and I think it's a shame. The prices do vary. Cost of adoption attorneys, they vary. They're going to tell you if biological father gives them a hard time, the prices go up. If it's an interstate adoption, prices go up. Agency prices are all over the place. So listen, you would have to ask an agency or an adoption attorney why the prices are so expensive. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. Okay. Do you still want biological children? If I'm going to be 100% honest with you, I don't care. I mean, and that sounds so harsh. I probably shouldn't even said it like that. I don't think about it anymore. And that's my 100% answer. I don't think about it anymore. I just don't. I 100% think about adopting again. Um, I know what fixating on having biological children did to me, both emotionally, mentally, and physically, and I will not let myself get back there again. I also know that I have this perfect baby sleeping 3 doors down, and I didn't have her. Like, I didn't carry her. And she is perfect. Besides that little temper that she has, and the fact that she is like a daredevil beyond daredevil, she is perfect. And so I don't think about the child being biologically mine because that's not important to me. I think about my next child being healthy and full term. These are things that I think about because our daughter, even though she's healthy and she's always been healthy, she was a preemie, and that left a definite effect on my mind. I'll link the video below about having a preemie, but that left a lasting effect on my mind, having a NICU experience and for how long we were in the NICU. So I think about having a healthy full term baby. That's what I think about. I definitely don't think about having a biological child anymore. I mean, if I get pregnant, then okay, great. But if I don't, it's okay. I have my child. She acts just like me anyway. Do you plan on using your agency again? If we raise enough money, we would love to use them again. Hands down. We know that they work. So, that we would love to be able to use them again, but that all depends on funding, and if we can't raise the money, then we can't use them again. But if we don't use them again, trust me, we will adopt again. So that's not going to deter us from adopting again. Why did you start your YouTube channel? This is such a cute question. I started my YouTube channel because I am not a blog reader. And when I was trying to learn anything about adoption, there were 55,000 blogs and articles that I could read. First, I didn't find that there was anybody that was writing a blog that I could relate to. I'm sorry, I just couldn't relate to those moms. And then when I was on YouTube, if they were doing anything with YouTube, it was geared towards the foster care system, and I know that that's not what I was going towards. So with me, and this is with me with anything in life, I have to be able to relate to it. Once I can relate to something, I am fully engaged. So if I cannot relate to it, it doesn't appeal to me. When I was looking at YouTube, I found no one that looked like me, was having a similar experience to me, or had a similar experience to me that can kind of walk me through it step by step and tell me what to experience. I found things on adoption, but nothing was what I was going through or what I went through or what the answers that I needed answers from a perspective that would look similar to mine. You couldn't have told me that my husband and I would have adopted in less than 60 days because there was no one on YouTube that was going to tell me that. There was no blog out there that was going to tell me that. You know what I mean? I also used to do a lot of traveling for work. And I used to do a lot of traveling, like 4-hour drive to one way. And my husband and I, we would travel a lot internationally. And for me to do a lot of research for my vacations, I'm one of those that I know every place that we're going to eat, go, stay, everything on vacation before we get there, and everything is booked in advance. I use YouTube a lot. I would play YouTube videos in the car and listen while I was driving. I wasn't watching, but I was listening while I was driving. And so after everything was said and done, and still getting on YouTube, just looking for answers and looking for outlets, still couldn't find anything. So I said, there's an avenue for me. And look, here you are. So that's why I started my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Subscribe. If I became pregnant, would I still adopt again? I would love to. Hopefully the funds would be there, but I just want to. There's something, yes, Yes. Without me putting my foot in my mouth, yes. If I became pregnant again, would I still want to adopt again? Yes. And funny enough, would I still want to adopt from India to my 2 little girls? Yes. It looks like I'm not putting any sons in this mix, and that's okay. I don't know. Okay, so do I feel different because she's not biologically related to me? No, because I think I hope it's weird, and I know any parents that have already adopted that are watching this video will understand. You don't feel like they're not related to you. I feel like she's my biological child. However weird that sounds, I feel like she is. I know that I didn't carry her, but I feel like she's mine. I almost feel like I got a surrogate. There's no way for me to describe it. There's no fear in me that would fear that if I was to have a biological child that the love would be any different. There is nothing in me that feels that. Every decision that I make is based on her. Even decisions that we are making based on the second adoption, the things that we are for and the things that we are against are based off of her now, because she is everything. She is my entire, she's our world. And so no, she's my daughter, just whole and whole through and through. No more, no less. I cannot love her anymore. I can't. She's just my daughter. That's just it. There is no biology that needs to be related for her to be my daughter, for me to love her with every ounce of my being. Like, that's not necessary. I don't even, it's weird because I don't even feel like she's not related to me, because she is. That's how I feel. Do I tell people that she's adopted? Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it depends on how it comes up. Like, a few weeks ago, because where we live, it's still hot sometimes. So a few weeks ago, we were outside, and our little girls, they're the same age, and so they were in the pool. And her mom and I were sitting there with the girls, and she said something like, "Did you enjoy being pregnant?" And I said to her, I said, "Well, I was never pregnant." And she said, "Huh?" And she was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And I told her, I said, "Well, we adopted her." She was like, "What? Oh my God, she looks just like you," and blah, and the whole thing, because I hear that every day. And so in certain situations, yeah, it comes up, but I'm not just walking around with a shirt that says, with an arrow pointed to her that says she's adopted. No, but if it comes up and someone asks me something as to, it'd be related to me being pregnant or something with her or hereditary, I'll say it, because to me there's no shame in it. There's no secret in it. There's no secrecy that comes along with it. I'm not going into her background or telling any part of her story, but there's no secret that's surrounded her adoption. Will we tell her that she's adopted? Yes. That's a part of her life. It's who she is. It's for her to deem what she wants to make of it. It's for her to decide who she wants to tell, who she doesn't want to tell, what she wants to make of it. But that is something that Kenny and I will definitely tell her when she's young, and she will at that point decide what to do with that information. I'm sure she'll be too young that she'll just be like, "Okay, mommy, okay, daddy." And then as she gets older, she starts hearing the word more, she'll have more questions. And we want to tell her young because, first of all, I want her to hear it from me first. I never want her to hear it from someone else. I don't want that. I don't want there to be a question as to why didn't you tell me. I want there to be no shame, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I want her truth to come from her parents. And so, yes, she will know. Yeah, we will tell her. Are there any regrets? Yeah, let me tell you something. I have 2 regrets. The 2 regrets are that she wasn't a twin. I couldn't control that. But yes, I wish that she was a twin. And then the second one is, and this has nothing really to do with like adoption and her per se, but just like our part in the journey. Like, I wish that we would have done a better job when we first started, as you know, as far as our research and when like saying starting out. I wish that we would have known to look at adoption attorneys more, because we didn't do that. And I think we kind of got the short end of the stick with that. Not to say that they didn't, they did, both did their job, they both did great, but I think that we definitely overpaid, and those finances could have went somewhere else. But otherwise, no regrets. I think we chose the right agency. We definitely chose the right home study agency. um, and everything just worked. The right birth mom chose us. um, that relationship is phenomenal. We have the most perfect baby on planet Earth. Sorry to you guys, because she's ours. And everything is just the way that it's supposed to be. So we have no regrets. I mean, it's a good time. You know, we're happy. We're ready to add another one to the Bryant family, and we're excited about that. So that's it. That's all I have for our frequently asked questions. If you guys have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments below. And that's what I have. So thank you so much again for watching. Please go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Please go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, I am just a mom that adopted a beautiful baby girl. And when I was starting out, I didn't feel like there was an outlet that I could really relate to. And that's why I started this YouTube channel. So the more subscribers that I get, the more YouTube will kind of show me to other people, and I know that I'd be able to help them out just like I'm helping you. So go ahead and please subscribe to my channel. Please turn on your notifications so you know when I upload videos every week, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.